Americans and Hexicans unite. This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we're doing our best to bridge the gap between our fellow entrepreneur friends and the best damn crypto community around. Pulse Chain, the loudest microphone in Pulse Chain land, screaming at the top of our lungs about these beautiful asset classes that we love in RH ecosystem. What is going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Man, my second day back in the hopper here, back on the island in Puerto Rico. Super pumped where we're at in the market. Super pumped where we're at in the year. You know, Fed is going to be cutting rates soon. What are you guys going to do about it? It's coming. We saw the response from the stock market world when the job employment came out. And Donald Trump is, saying a lot of stuff. He always does. And I don't know, and it will come true. But I feel very strongly that Jerome Powell will be cutting rates this next go around in September. So he'll be cutting rates. It's good for risk on assets. And things can start really going parabolic. I feel like we are still in the beginning stages of altcoin season. Who knows if, the Bitcoin dominance does rebound back up and continues on the upward trajectory or not. I could be totally wrong. I'm just a guy on the internet. I speculate on this stuff, and I just let you guys know my thought processes. That's all this is. And it's never financial advice. I come on here and have fun and with you guys and connect with you guys because you are the best damn crypto community around. You guys are awesome. And it's just a lot of fun to be here. So, guys, if it's your first time here, smash the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification. I promise I won't flood your inbox. We'll be producing content all through the bull run. And I'll be even producing content about what I'll be doing at the top of the bull when I'm starting to pull out some profits, going into real estate, going into some alternative investment as type of asset classes to harbor our wealth through the wealth preservation stage. Right now, we are in the wealth creation stage of the market cycle. And this is where, buying is crucial, and buying cheap and deep is the only way you're going to get that wealth generation, just that legacy wealth that only crypto produces in such a quick time frame. And then we need to preserve that wealth to harbor our assets through the bear market, which is undoubtedly going to come. This time is different narrative that people are already saying, oh, Bitcoin is going to go up only because of the ETFs. And that's what gold did. Be careful being stuck in that narrative because I believe the 4-year cycle holds true. I believe we'll see another downturn. And people are like, well, what about all these institutions who are buying and they're going to just be holding? No, they will be selling at the top of the bull like everybody else. They're in this game to make money. In fact, they'll probably make the top when the time comes. So I have no question about it that this time is different is not true. I believe the 4-year cycle is strongly intact, and it will be until, like I've mentioned on the show multiple times, until we're off the dollar standard, right? The global dollar standard that everyone's on with the liquidity index. There's a tie to that because of the fluctuation of money being injected in all these economies. Until we're off that, it's always going to stay the same, in my opinion. The 4-year cycle will hold true. And we don't want to get off that yet because I believe when we get off that, it's going to be CBDCs that we are going on. And I don't want that. I don't want that at all. So let's just keep inflating the money. As long as we stay in alternative investments like crypto, we can harbor our wealth while they inflate the dollar to the oblivion, right? So that's my thoughts. Let's check the secret chart. Nothing too crazy from where we're at yesterday, but let's go ahead and take a look. Like I said, from yesterday, I'd like to see better market structure. Right now, this is a V bottom that we've come off of. We need to see better market structure. We need to see this come down and create a lower high, and then go off to the moon, right? Breaking through all this resistance that is going to be what was previously the SEC FUD channel. We need to break through that, and then, I don't know what's going to happen from there. So even with ETH going up, Pulse Chain needs to outperform ETH, and I believe it will, but it needs to create better market structure than we're seeing right now. I just don't like the structure right now. It's just a V bottom. Whoop, whoop. Now, the good news is, guys, I mentioned this in the show yesterday, is that, against the dollar, we do have that market structure on Pulse Chain. This is a great W on the weekly. Look at this. On the weekly, we've broken the midpoint on the weekly. This will probably come down and retest that midpoint, which is not too much lower from here. And that might be why we're having a small pullback, going back and touching that like 4041 area. And then, rocketing off from there. But this is strong market structure against the dollar. This is what we want to see. So this is super, super bullish, super positive. I'd like to see the same formation happen against Ethereum, and then it's off to the races. But right now, we're having a little bit of a pullback today. We went up yesterday. We're at 403.378 on Pulse. Pulse X is 403.473. Ink is $1.90, man. Anything under $2 for Ink is freaking highway robbery. So it's my opinion. I think Ink's going to do quite well. And $1.90 is ridiculous. Hex back at 1.1 cents. That's great. We're still over that penny, which is good. EHEX been lagging this pump. I think EX will continue to lag until we see retail coming in and going more of an euphoric type phase of the cycle, which is fine, right? I have a bag, a kind of just in case bag of EHEX, and I'm good with that. It's not my largest bag by any stretch of the measure. Hex is my largest bag, PHEX. And so, yeah, that's what my thoughts are of that. Solid X just hanging out, $12 per. Let's take a look. I should put most of my list over there, but because most is sitting at 4.1 cents. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Everything's having a small pullback just because Pulse is having a small pullback. And we're going to probably, like I say, go back and retest this midpoint is all this is. But this is excellent market structure. Let's see if we hold this. Could fake back down, and we'll have to, create more market structure. It's possible, but either way, we got a W on the weekly. So let's see what happens. I am here for it either way. Super, super positive. So 66 of you guys watching, come on, 50 over on Twitter. Give me a retweet. Help me out there, and you really help the algorithm out if you come over and like and subscribe over on YouTube. Once again, I promise not to flood your inbox. I stream maybe 4 times a week if we're lucky, right? And I do like 30 minutes to an hour max at a time, just depending on what's going on in the market. But let's check in with you guys, see how you guys are doing this morning. What's going on, guys? I mean, rate cuts are coming. What are you doing about it? Are you diamond handing? Are you DCAing? I sure hope you're not selling because of certain KOLs who flooded you out of your bags. Remember, guys, misery loves company. Don't fall for it. But what's up, Evasive Yo-Yo? What's going on, my friend? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you showing up today and supporting the channel. I'm gonna butcher your name. It's Azaz. There we go. We are going for glory, Corey. Yes, we are. And we're about there, man. I think, this last half of the year is going to be absolutely amazing. We could run into, the Q1 of 2026 and see some altcoin season action going on there. I believe BTC will top out towards the end of the year. That is, according to the 4-year cycle. And we know from times past that, altcoin season will push a few weeks to a couple months after BTC topping out. In fact, Hex last cycle did its 10,000X and hit, 55 cents well after BTC had topped. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. When Goldman says rates are indeed coming. Yeah, exactly. Rates are definitely coming down on this next go around, Yeah, it's, some people say it's bearish for markets. I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about that. I feel like it overall for the economy to do well. And I just know from talking to a lot of my entrepreneur friends and, business right now sucks everywhere. It's just a struggle. I mean, businesses, you can still make money in this economy. Don't get me wrong, but it's not what it was 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. It's a lot slower economy and harder to make that buck. And so rates need to come down and the cost of money needs to get cheaper. And business needs to thrive here in the US if we're going to see that, if we're going to go into a booming economy. So this is my thoughts. Yeah, I think this September is going to be super bullish for markets. That is my opinion. Red Squirrel, what up, bro, man? Oi, oi. How is it going, my man, who's always in every single chat for every single influencer? I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he's got a job or not, but he's watching every single influencer if he does. And his job must allow it. Alan, the match is nearly struck. Oh, yeah, man. I agree with that. We are nearly there. I think we got I think he said we were 6 weeks away. This is like a week or two ago, 6 weeks away from everyone receiving those, whatever it's in the mail, right? I don't know what it is. If you guys know what it is, let me know. I'm out of the loop on that. But whatever it is, he's planning on people receiving. I think they're receiving it about probably 4 weeks from now. I think it was like a couple weeks ago, and he had said that it was 6 weeks out. Maybe it wasn't even on Twitter. He said it. Might have said that in the Telegram. I don't know. I saw it somewhere. Regardless, still, it's in my opinion, once again, I've mentioned this on the show before, is you're not going to want to bring thousands or even hundreds of thousands of new eyeballs to this ecosystem with the charts being only down to the right. He's going to want to, bring these new eyeballs in and have them look at charts that are looking beautiful. Maybe they still look like there's opportunity there, which there's a long ways for this stuff to run, but to have some green candles, I think is very important to when you have new people looking at your assets and looking at your charts. And so I think he knows that, and he's planning on strategically, painting some green on the charts. I could be wrong about this, guys. This is all speculation, but I think that would be a very strategic play on his part to bring new money in. And while you're bringing new money in, paint those charts. As we know, the green candles is the best form of marketing, period. Like there's no one who's going to deny that, including Richard. Richard has said that multiple times, that green candles is the best form of marketing. He knows that. And so what do you got to do? You got to go out and get new eyeballs onto your ecosystem, so that actually people are aware that you exist, that you are here, and then couple that with some green candles, and man, that is the match right there. That is the match that's being struck, and things exploding and going to the moon at that point is a combination between those two things. Is bringing in retail, let them know that this exists, because right now I would say, probably 80-90% of crypto doesn't even know that we exist. So, letting these people know that we're here, that we're new, and that we've never seen a bull run, and that there's a lot of opportunity here is massive, especially if you have some green candles to advertise to those new folks that this stuff is about to go parabolic, because people love to FOMO green candles and sell red candles. If you do a bunch of marketing and bring all these new eyeballs and all they see is red candles, the problem is this is retail. This is like new people. Sure, they have money, but they don't buy red candles. They're not like us, right? Like, we've been in the trenches so long, we kind of understand the game and how it works. But new money doesn't know that. And I didn't know that in my first cycle. Shit, I came in the top of the bull last cycle, 2020, 21. And I got onboarded to the Phantom ecosystem, and I was buying all the green candles, man. All the KOLs were telling me to buy, and it was brutal. I sat through an absolute bloodbath because I was the exit liquidity for that cycle. But had I been introduced into the ecosystem, prior of it going parabolic, it would have been a different story. So, I mean, even if there's green candles, there's still opportunity because we are so deep down to the right. You can make a beautiful chart now and still have plenty of opportunity to upside for these new folks coming in. And I think that's what's going to happen. Once again, this is all speculation. We're speculating on, my thought processes. That's it. It's never financial advice. So, Alan, how can you not be bullish? Absolutely. I mean, I'm bullish on it, dude. I mean, The only people who aren't are some of these freaking KOLs who capitulated, and they love to have misery, man. Misery loves company. They want to lose with them. Just remember that. And it feels good for other people to lose with them, even though they think they're saving people. No, man, you want to get as much people out of the ecosystem as possible, so that way, if this stuff goes parabolic, you're not the only one on the sidelines crying. Misery loves company, guys. It's brutal. Yes, I have a job, and thank for I do consider the last few years. Oh shit, dude, you got that right, man. If we weren't working, or if I didn't have my own business, like in the last few years, we'd have been like 5x, 10x wreck. We'd be homeless, man. We'd be out there be homeless, and it would have been brutal, man. Oh god, yeah, we had to have something to get to float us by for these last few years because it has not been pretty. And yeah, I think that our time is coming, though, Red Squirrel. That is for, and then you have to decide, like, hey, do I want to keep this job or not? That's a great problem to have, right? Like, do I want to keep working this thing that have been working for so long and that's been paying the bills, or do I want to let it go because I got some wealth coming in from this whole crypto thing that I've been painfully in for the last few years. Ain't that the truth? Exactly. The game plan's playing out. Hockey stick moment. Yep. I agree 120%, man. It's just a matter of time at this point. And what's really cool about it, it lines up with altcoin season. It lines up with the greater macro parts playing out with rate cuts, getting cut, and into money supply still going up. We had some sideways action. Everyone's getting a little bit scared that into was starting to come down. But it looks like it's reversing again. And so it's far from topping, I think. And we have more room to go, to the end of the year. We have to the end of the year for this cycle to grow. And maybe, like I said before, maybe even a little bit in the Q1, who knows? At least with altcoin season. I think Bitcoin will be pretty much topped by the end of the year. I mean, like October, November, even maybe December at the very latest. Bitcoin will top out, and then from that point, we'll have one more last push up in altcoin season, and that could roll over into 2026. Who knows? And that lines up with the banner cycle, the binner cycle, whatever it's called. If you follow that, with the time to make money, it says 2026 is a time that you should be selling to make money, and so that lines up with that theory too. So we'll see what happens. But we're so close, man. And right now, it's just a matter of like, okay, are you diamond handing? Are you still DCAing? Are you still accumulating these assets in here at the bottom? Because, we've talked about this in the show. Once we go up, a certain number of X's, it's just for me, it's just not worth accumulating no more because you've accumulated so much in the bottom. I'm not going to accumulate, something that gives me 1/5 or even 1/10 of the amount of coins anymore. It becomes pointless at that point. And that's why it's so important to accumulate at the bottom. So important. I mean, that's the difference between a 100x or maybe a 10x on your money. It's massive. You have to buy in at least little bits near the bottom. It has to be the perfect bottom. Never has to be the perfect bottom. We're not going to catch the perfect bottoms, but if we can get near the bottom, that is key. Hex Wizard 369, what is going up, my friend? I appreciate it. I am doing absolutely wonderful. Rate cuts in August or September, you think? Well, I don't think we have an FMLC meeting in August. Am I mistaken on that, William? Let me know if I'm mistaken. I think it's going to be September. I think the next FMLC meeting is in September. It's every 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. So I think in September, the rate cuts will happen. Once again, let me know if I'm wrong about that. Roundhouse, the like button. Yeah, come on, guys. Hit the like button. Help the algorithm here. Boost us to the stratosphere. We are getting ready to get parabolic as the match is about to be stricken. Man. Sunlight, what's going on? We await the beginning of mega quantitative easing coming soon. And when it starts, crypto is going to explode. And then clarity will separate the legit from the shit. And you got that right. Although, man, if mega quantitative easing comes in, even some of the shit's going to go. I mean, you look back in 2020 and 21, man, like anything that was anything, it was doing 10, 20, 50 X's. Then you had the stuff that do like 1,000 and even a 10,000 X like Hex did. Like you just had stuff just going crazy left and right, no matter what you were in that last cycle. I want to see that kind of cycle again. And I don't know, will we get it? Maybe if we get this mega quantitative easing where things are just, the money printer's back on, and the PMI is trending in the right direction, and rates are going down. Man, I'm here for it. I would love to see an environment in that regard. I'm in construction and not a spring chicken anymore, so I don't want to keep the job. Crypto's your way out, man. You know that shit. It is. And so, yeah. Yeah, that's tough, man. If you're doing construction all day long, and how the hell are you on all these YouTubes? You're just like listening on your headphones while you're working. That's not what you're doing. And like, man, that's crazy. You're on every YouTuber's platform, and I don't know how you do it, man. It's great though. I love to see you, man. You've been in the community for so long. You're like day one, and the legit. And somebody says, and the legit will explode loads more. Yeah, I mean, I think so, man. I do. Condor, what's up, man? Good day, everyone. Good day to you, good sir. Appreciate you showing up here. Evasive, someone is selling the news. Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to sell, man. Like I said, we're going to trend down, I think, and retest that midpoint. That's my guess. If that's what you're talking about right now on the charts, I think we're going to retest that midpoint. We need to hold the midpoint for this breakout to be legit. But that's always what happens. Like when you have a breakout, there's always a retest. And so for you guys who have any dry powder on the side, that could be your last opportunity to go ahead and grab a bag at these prices. Now, if we drop below the midpoint, then it's any man's game then, right? Like out of nowhere, we're probably going to go down and just create sideways price action where that W was at, was shown earlier. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I mean, but either way, long term, I'm here for it, man, and I'm super, super bullish. So, all right, said 3 weeks on 25th of July. So a week on Friday, they'll be at the port. Okay. But from the port, how long is it going to take before it reaches these folks at their property, right? At their house. And that's another, minimum probably a week, if not 2 weeks, I would think. I used to do a lot of direct mail back in my real estate days, and we would send out direct mail from a company that would produce all the postcards, and they would be the ones who'd mail it on our behalf. And usually from the time that we paid the invoice, from the time the homeowners were receiving their mail pieces, was probably around, a month time. So you had this month lead time that we always had to plan into our business. We're like, okay, if we want leads coming in from this marketing campaign, now we had to plan out a month in advance every single time and spend money a month in advance to have that channel always producing on our behalf. And so it took a little foresight and planning to always keep that lead flow coming in from direct mail. And so I don't know what this is going to look like. Like, I don't even know what the hell he's mailing, man. I mean, you guys don't have any insights of what he's giving out. I mean, I doubt it's hardware wallets with some crypto on it, because that doesn't make any sense because of the scam factor, right? Like, he knows that people shouldn't be opening up and using hardware wallets that were sent to their doorstep from some dude. Yeah, that would be a no bueno. So I don't know. It's fun to speculate on it. I don't know what he's going to plan on. I used to get these might actually, they would work. I've seen these. They're kind of like postcards, but not postcards. They're big like a postcard, and they're thick. They're really thick, and you open it up, and it has like it's almost like a small mini iPad, but it's not an iPad, but it's a video. And the video will play its its commercial or whatever it's selling or whatever it's doing, and that I can see something like that where they open it up and it's a video of Richard Hart or whoever explaining the opportunity, explaining DeFi, explaining where we're at in the market and how to capitalize on the. There we go. That's my daughter. But explaining how to, come in and capitalize on the opportunity. I can see something like that. And those things are really cool because anytime I ever got one, I used to get them from like different masterminds who would market to me because they knew I was in masterminds. And that those guys are notorious for that kind of marketing. It's very expensive type of direct mail. But I would open every single one of those because your curiosity of what that video is a lot more, it's a lot higher than just opening up a piece of mail. And so it's almost like watching a video on TV or a commercial on TV. Sometimes you're going to watch it because you're curious what they're selling. But if you get it in the mail, you're going to open that thing up and see what it is. So I can imagine it being something like that. Like I said, that's an expensive form of direct mail, and it works because these big high net worth masterminds do that to gain clientele into their masterminds, and it works very well. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it, right? So we'll see if it's something like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting to think about it, right? What else could it be? Like I said, it couldn't. Maybe it is some form of free crypto, but I don't know. Yeah, you're not gonna send somebody hardware wallets, man. It just yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm here for it though. We all are. And with the Clarity Act being coming near end of the year and maybe October. Yeah, I agree. I think altcoin season will probably be kicking off before that. The market, especially if we know rates are getting cut, the market usually tends to front run this type of stuff. And so I don't know when that's going to happen, if we're going to start front running that, the kind of sell the news type of thing anytime soon. But I think the market's going to pump into the FOMC meeting. Could be wrong though. And then they chat about it in September. Next, the Clarity Act. Yeah. And that's also when the FOMC meeting is going to be. So, but okay, that's what you're talking about. If it's yeah, but I get what you're saying now. Hey D, nice. What up, bro? Man, yeah, I was back yesterday, dude. Back on the island. Man, that was one hell of a long plane ride, but it was so effing worth it, man. It was so awesome. Truly blessed to have that part of my life now, and I get to go back there again. And yes, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back in the hopper. Good back to be connected with you guys, streaming more on a regular basis, right? And we're back just in time for altcoin season, for the rates to be cut, and for RH to do this freaking wild marketing campaign that he's doing. And I'm here for all of it, man. And so super, super exciting stuff, man. But good to see you, dude. And we're the mostest with the mostest. Remember, still got my most bag, bro. Holding on to it. Holding on to it with dear life. It's gonna pump to the moon. We got rate cuts, quantitative easing, Clarity Act, and mass hex marketing all about to happen simultaneously and soon. I know, dude. It's crazy how this stuff lines up like perfectly. And what's even more crazy is it falls into the 4-year cycle. Like all this stuff is falling into the 4-year cycle, the end of 2025, absolutely going parabolic. And, what new narratives will we see come out too out of this cycle? It'll be very fun and interesting to see. Last cycle was all the NFT craze and all that BS. We'll see new narratives pop out of this cycle, but we're going to see a lot of money inflow into the economies. And I know Donald Trump even said in 6 months, what was his wording exactly? Something about in 6 months, the economy will be a booming economy or something like that, or there's going to be a big shift in the economy. I don't know. He says a lot of things. I like to see it to believe it. So that's what I'm waiting for. But I do believe it's coming, and it's going to be super, super bullish. Yeah, I'm mega bullish. Absolutely, man. It's just you got to stay. Crypto is a game of attrition, man. You just got to stay alive long enough to experience the mad gains. I know it sucks sometimes. And the key is you got to have other ways in the real world making money, kind of like Red Squirrel was talking about earlier, to have that attrition and stay alive long enough to experience the mad gains. So Trump predicting mega bullish times ahead too. Yep, I agree. I mean, he would know, right? Like he, more than anybody, he's the one to be able to like push this economy forward. I mean, once he knows that he can get them to cut rates, turn the money printer back on, because that's been part of the problem is he doesn't have any control over that, right? He isn't in control over the Fed because the big elites of the world have control over those guys, right? The Rothschild, those guys, and yeah, I shouldn't be saying their name on streams, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Those guys are the ones who control, I think, the Fed, and that's why Trump doesn't have any control of that. And so, what's coming, I think it's gonna be great. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Channel 3. Let's go. Love that. And Mr. Crypto J, most is my favorite pump tire coin. Mine too, man. It's the blue chip of all of them, right? Pump could be a good one. And then after that, maybe a couple of like the copycats, like the Hex copycat, Pulse X. I don't own any of those though. Like I don't want to like go down the freaking rabbit hole too much. And like, well, if I'm going to own one of them and put the majority of into one, what would it be? And for me, it was most, right? I was like, okay, let's just put all my meme coin pump tire money into most. If any of the others do well, most is going to do well too. It's the blue chip between all of them, right? It's like if you want to bet on one index coin for Pulse chain, you buy Pulse, right? Like that's the layer one. Nothing's going to do well without Pulse doing well. Most is kind of like in that camp for the pump meme coins. Yeah, sure, of them might do more gains. That's easy, right? Like same with Pulse. There'll be a lot of other coins on Pulse chain that will do way more gains. But if you want to bet and be conservative on just one and not to worry about picking, you just buy Pulse. It's the same with this. So that's my thoughts on it. Prepare the UK to cut rates again. Let's go, man. We need the whole world to do it. China's printing money too right now, which is great. That's what's pushing the M2 money supply up right now. And, Bitcoin's going to continue to follow that. And we need that. We need Bitcoin to keep going. We need ETH to move more against Bitcoin, which has been doing a great job. We need to hit that 4,000 mark, and we need to break through 4,000. We need, that right now, 4,000 is a very strong resistance area, and we need to turn that resistance into support. And that would be massively bullish for altcoins if we were to do that. Oh, shit. Look who it is. It's the myth, the man, the legend himself who's in it for the tech. I'm in it for the gains, bro. You build the tech, I make the gains. Deal? Deal. That Bass Abdul come back on the show again. I know he's got some new stuff coming out. Love to talk about it. The Bank of England, yes. Most in Pump farm earning a minute. That's a pretty good farm right there, man, because most in Pump will probably follow each other pretty closely, right? Like, one of the things about farming and doing liquidity providing is the impermanent loss factor. And the Mint's done a really good job of eliminating some of that impermanent loss. Like, for example, they have the Vouch protocol, their VPulse. You could put that with Pulse. And then they have a farming option for that. And so you can make, extra APY on top of your already validated Pulse. Like that's a gangster way to make money because you don't have any permanent loss on that pool. And this would be up there. There's still chance of getting a permanent loss on this particular pool, but you're eliminating a lot of that because they're going to follow each other very close because I feel like Pump is the number 2 blue chip meme coin of the pump tires ecosystem. So, dude, $5 most, bro. Damn, my most bag alone, dude. Holy shit, dude. We buying yachts, Mr. Crypto J. And we got to party. That's what we're gonna do. Pulse X will outperform Pulse for sure. Yeah, I can agree with that. It's the best damn looking chart on Pulse chain. Yeah, TFC is great looking chart, man. That's our boy Benjamin. I love Benjamin, man. He's a good dude out in Arizona. I don't own it. I'm not gonna buy it now. It's way too high for me to come in and buy it. I'm just gonna let it. Yeah, it runs. It keeps on running. Great. More power to those guys. I love it. Yeah, legit founder. He's a good dude. I love Benjamin, dude. I've hung out with him a few times in Arizona, man. He used to do some local meetups out there. It was a lot of fun. He's a great guy. I'll have to have him on the show, man. Maybe I'll have him on the show one of these days. I'm sure he'd say yes to that, and we could talk about his project. It'd be great. Bitcoin, ETH, and Hex on Pulse chain. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. Yo, Mackie, what's up, bro? Been touching grass the entire time you're gone. First stream I've watched in months. Welcome back. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, I touched grass myself, right? It was great, man, being out there. I barely even looked at the crypto markets. I would look at it when I was going on stream because I needed to talk about something with you guys. Right. But other than that, man, I wasn't looking at it. I didn't care. What's the point? And I'm not selling. Right. It was I had to do a couple sins, and that was it while I was out there. And I was able to do that with my VPN. Shit. But other than that, man, I mean, I just enjoyed being in Shanghai for 2 months, and it was great, man. So I think I'm back just in time. I got a good feeling about this time around. I shared the X because I'm confident in my manhood. Everyone else should be too, unless they're little girly boys. I am confident in my testosterone, Fast Abdul. Some of these KOLs who claim to have high testosterone, I'm noticing that they lied. They don't have high testosterone, and they show it through their actions. Oh man, the number 3 horse race coming to you in January 2026, maybe. The 3 horse race coming to you in January. Huh. Wouldn't be surprised. Hex is a clear winner. I think that's my biggest bag, bro. I feel like he's going to make that shine above all, especially with this direct mail marketing. I could be totally wrong. Maybe it's Pulse X. Who knows? Maybe it's Ink. Fast Abdul would love that if it was Ink. It's not coming down for a long time. What rates? I think they'll be cutting rates next September, August 15th, 2026. Oh, really? That's the next FMLC meeting. I would love that. I got to look that up and see what it is. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for me. I am hopping off. 130 of you guys watching. Give me a retweet if you haven't done already. Thank you. That's Abdul. Appreciate you and whoever else who's done it. And then if you're over on YouTube, man, smash that like, hit the subscribe. And if you don't want to pay any taxes on your freaking gains, DeFi Wealth Trust is in the description of the show. Get a free call with Chris, book a call with him, and then set up a time and create the trust. It's all free, even if you don't use it. And it's nice to have it there on the back burner. That way, if you make mad effing gains and you're taking profits, you get somewhere to take profits to and not pay any effing taxes. Come on, guys. Richard will always be known as a hex guy. I agree with that, especially in the broader crypto markets. I agree 100%. That's what most people will point to. And it's usually EHEX that they point to as far as charts are concerned. No, August 15, 2026 is 55 years since left gold standard. That's good information. That's very interesting. 55 years since we took off the gold standard. Yeah. And we've been inflated to the oblivion as far as money is concerned. And I think they'll keep doing it until it's worth nothing, and then we'll be on CBDCs. It's going to suck. So, guys, come on, man. Keep DCAing if you can. If you haven't built your bags big enough, I think your opportunity is running out. It's not financial advice. Do whatever you want. You can go click sell for all you I care. But if I were you, if I were me, I'd be DCAing these lows, coming in, buying heavy, building the position for the opportunity of a lifetime. And if you need more money to DCA, it's easy, man. Go out and create value in the real world. Create value, receive value back, aka money, and put that money into crypto and 100x your effing life. It's the way to go. It's the way to grow wealth. It's the way to change the trajectory of your family tree. Lock in those gains to the DeFi Wealth Trust. Buy some hard assets, and then play the game all over again when Bitcoin bottoms, whenever the hell in 2026 or 2027. That's the way to do it. Guys, I am peacing out. I'll see you sometime this week, maybe mañana. Peace.